Hey guys, it's EpiPen, and today I want to go over arena matches. So in this match, I picked Pig and I banned Gialis because I have a hard time with Gialis. My opponent picked Raze and Pigapek because that's a good setup. I picked Pig Gialis because that's also a good setup. Both picks will be fast, they'll have a lot of speed, and I want to make sure that I can bamboozle my Gialis. I ban his Valorend, also because I don't have any electric. He bans my Kinu. In my next phase, I realize that I want to put in Sconch. He has Sweatband. He's a heavy hitter of mine. He's also my favorite Temtem, but besides the point, he's a key player in my comp match. So he picks Calibus. And Yukuma. So I pick Valash because I can get more work done with Valash than Yukuma. So right away with this setup, I realized Raze cannot do enough damage to my Gialis to pose a threat turn 1, so I decided to use Heat Up. Also, what got me off guard is he used his Raze to put Embers on my Pig, which tells me that he expected me to bamboozle Gialis. He puts Bamboozle on Raze. I use Heat Up. Then I also bamboozle my Gialis to protect it. He does Embers on Pig. I was surprised to see that. So turn 2, I decided to use Turbo to raise the speed. And then I also decided to Heat Up again because there's still no threat. So I figure I might as well pump up my Gialis. And I'm also expecting him to bamboozle or switch, and he decides to use Turbo as well. So now I have 2 Heat Ups on my Gialis. And he puts Embers on my Pick again. And I think about what to do here, and I decide that the best route is, before I switch, is just to get some damage in. So I once again bamboozle Gialis because now Ryze can fire NATO, and I thought that would hit Gialis, but he once again uses Fire Tornado on Pig, which you'll see here in a moment. And that honestly surprises me. So I use Sharp Stabs on Pigapek to get some damage in before I have to switch him out because he's exhausted. He bamboozles Raze, which I think is a mistake. I bamboozle my Gialis to protect him from the Fire Tornado, but he once again hits my Pig. So, that was well played. That forces me to swap my Pig out. I swap it out for Sconch, and I swap out Gialis as well. Now I chose a squid because it will counter raise. Even though Pick-a-Peck can hit it, I wasn't too worried about it. Just the way that he was playing. My Sconch once again has Sweatband. So I decided to use Perfect Jab because I know that he's going to swap in a Kinu, but I just don't know which position he'll swap it in at. And on the off chance that he didn't, I just wanted to try to hit the pig. So he swaps in Squid. He swaps in Kinu. I used Tsunami just on the off chance that he wouldn't use or bring in a raise. So with this setup, I realize that Kinu's mental and he's gonna murder my Sconch. So I have to make a decision whether to use Strangle, whether he's gonna swap something in. I also want to swap in Valash. Valash is gonna have to take some damage. But at the end of the day, I decided to go with Toxic on Kinu, just for some damage. Even if you swap something in, it'll still do some damage. But I don't want Sconch to get hit by Beta Burst. Even though that Ninja Jutsu's ready, I want to save that. So I bring in Valash, use Beta Burst. That would have murdered my Sconch. Uses Toxic Ink. Does half damage because Valash is crystal. I put a decent amount of damage on his Kinu with poison. I decided to use Crystal Dust on Kinu and swap in Pick-a-Peck because I thought that it might be able to hit before he could swap out. But in order for that to happen, Pick-a-Peck or a Wind, Temtem already has to be on the field. So that didn't work. So he swaps back in Raise to counter it. I put my pig in. Crystal Dust does barely any damage. His Calibus strangles my pig, which is fine. I decide to take my pig out and put in Gialos because now he's powered up and he has stamina. My opponent takes out Raise and puts in Kinu to buff his Calibus. I take out my Valash and put in my Calibus. Replaces Kinu with Raise. Lowers my speed once again. I do Sharp Stabs on Calibus because I knew that he might be bringing in something like Raise. I use Strangle on Raise so that I don't have a threat next turn from fire, so I can keep attacking with Gialos. So with this situation, I don't feel very threatened. So I decided to just use another heat up for a third heat up on Gialos. Use a Strangle on my Gialos. I decided to keep my Calibus in and just hit rest. And then I decide to use Tsunami just in case that he keeps his raise in, but I feel like he's going to use Fire Tornado again, so I want to sacrifice my pig. My pig has Fainted Curse, and that means if he does kill it, that Temtem will receive damage. And that's what happens. He keeps his raise in for the kill, he gets hurt, and then I get a Tsunami on his raise. I decide to bring in Scotch. He has max stamina. There's nothing that can really hurt me here. And I decide that he's going to switch, because he can't put a lot of pressure on me like this. So once again, I'm saving my moves. I just do a perfect jab. I feel like he's going to bring in Kinu, I just don't know where. I thought he was going to swap out his raise, but he decided to swap out his Calibus and buff his raise. So I brought in Valash. I did a perfect jab on his Kino and he read that. He does Embers on my Scotch. Now this is the moment that won me the game. I know that he's going to switch, and both my ninja jutsus are ready on both Valash and Scotch, which is such a high priority that he won't be able to switch out. So I kill Raze with a ninja jutsu, and even though that it's not effective against Kino, I used it hoping to get the kill. It did not get the kill, but lowered, and he decided to revitalize Raze. But since Raze was dead, it was useless, and I got Kino close to dead, and this is where my opponent decides to forfeit. Anyway guys, yes, I hope you liked the video. Drop a comment, drop a like. I'll be putting out more Temtem footage. I'm starting to get into Arena and understand it more. And if you liked what you saw here, hit that subscribe button and I'll be coming out with more content.